What is going on, everybody? Hope you guys are all enjoying your wonderful day, and this will be another weather forecast here. It has been a while since I've done a green screen video, so I'm going to be very inconsistent with the screen recording and the green screen here. I'm just going to be really random with it since you guys both like both methods of recording, and I do apologize for not posting for the past 2 days. I've been very busy because I had two back-to-back tennis games on Tuesday and Wednesday, so I do apologize for that here. But we're going to be talking about a potential upcoming winter storm here that will be possibly by far our biggest snowstorm this year, from the Colorado Rockies and even the Sierras down to the Gulf Coast. We're talking a potential snowstorm all the way down to Houston, all the way up to New England. So we're talking almost every single corner of the United States except for Florida and Los Angeles, of course. But if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe as well. If you have any questions, be sure to drop them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to respond to them. But without further ado, let's get into this forecast here. So this storm, obviously, really watching for really the weekend here. It's really Sunday. Parts of Saturday will be more in the higher elevations in the Rockies and Sierras, but Sunday and Monday is a big threat there for the South Central. Then by Tuesday and Wednesday, it moves all the way up to the Mid-Atlantic, so it could be a whole week storm here. But again, we actually, obviously, if you guys haven't heard of it, we saw an absolute massive crash in Fort Worth here due to the freezing rain we saw there this morning here. As of now, we've had 8 fatalities. So again, thoughts to those who lost their lives or injured in there. I mean, the unexpected black ice came out of nowhere, so definitely something you don't want to see in southern roads here where they're not ready for that. But sadly, another snowstorm will be coming to the area early next week here. We have a few warnings already there across the central Texas region. That's really for mainly today, but we have watches and advisories, and those are actually set for already for this weekend here, Sunday and early next week into Monday as well. So they have issued them a lot far ahead of schedule there, or at least far ahead there. And as well, a few winter weather or a few winter alerts there with those special weather statements and the Albuquerque region, much of New Mexico, all the way to areas like Mississippi and Tennessee. As well, we actually have a few winter storm warnings and advisories all the way up to the Pacific Northwest, and that will be seeing that snow mainly into Saturday, and then it'll make its way through Sunday morning across the Rockies near Denver and the Four Corner States, and then make its way by Sunday night and Monday across portions of the South Central there. But that's what we have so far. We still have a few ice storm warnings there in portions of southeastern Kentucky and portions of Virginia there, so definitely have to keep around maybe a quarter of an inch to a half inch of ice, which is kind of not what we saw in Dallas. I think we saw a tenth of an inch of ice in Dallas, but still very crazy what we saw there this morning. So that's giving you an example of what can happen if you're not prepared for the ice. So this will worsen, of course, by getting to Saturday night into Sunday evening. There you see that snow, that low pressure right there across Utah, bringing some very heavy snow. And you know how this is all going to be possible down in Houston? Because that super duper strong high pressure there. Look at that. Look how strong it is. 1,045 millibars. It's extremely strong. It's not like a low pressure where the lower the central pressure, the stronger it is. For high pressure, the bigger the number, the stronger it is here. So that's going to be the Arctic blast here. That's going to be the high pressure that's going to bring in that super duper cold air, and possibly definitely the coldest air of the year for millions from the Pacific Northwest to the Gulf Coast to the Southeast. We're talking potentially record-breaking temperatures, especially across the South Central. We may see single digits all the way to areas like the Gulf Coast, which we have not seen, if not ever, in some of those areas. But there you see that snow across the Northwest here, that high pressure is going to limit that snow. Oops, I almost dropped my mouse. It's going to limit the snow kind of more towards the higher elevations, because right here in the upper Midwest, that high pressure is so strong, it's going to be extremely dry atmosphere here. So we're going to have a dry side to that. By Sunday evening, there you see that snow moves to the south, like I said there, portions of Texas there in the plains. You see a big storm for Oklahoma, a massive storm. It's gonna take over the whole state of Kansas. Look at that, whole state of Oklahoma and the whole state of Kansas are under snow at some point. There you see that low pressure. It moves literally into the United States here, which usually the cold front, the high pressure stays in southern Canada. They usually don't move into the United States, but that's why it's gonna be such a cold United States here, because the high pressure literally moves in the United States, and when it moves in the United States, it's at its strongest point there, 1,049 millibars. But there you see the massive snow across areas like Sunday or Monday morning there across Waco, across Oklahoma City. Some more snow across portions of the Mississippi River Basin there. And there you see we're going to be seeing a big ice threat for Houston, areas like even Lake Charles. And look at that snow stretching all the way to areas like the Northeast here. So we're talking a very widespread storm. You got Columbus, you got Little Rock, you got Nashville, you got Alexandria, Louisiana. You got Oklahoma City. You got even areas like DC getting potentially a wintry mess or a wintry precipitation at the same time. And then that low pressure, of course, makes its way up the East Coast here. I'm going to bring in, or up the eastern United States, not the East Coast, but bring some very heavy snow across portions of the Ohio Valley and a Northeast. So we're talking another Northeast snowstorm, which at this point, we're seeing too much snow in the Northeast in a small time period that people are starting to get tired of it. Heavy snow across areas like DC, the Mid-Atlantic there, Philadelphia, of course. You guys, well, New York City, Atlantic City, another storm for you guys. You guys just got snow this morning here. And, of course, by Wednesday, it's seeing that snow across areas like New England there. There's that low pressure. It could most likely become a nor'easter and then moves out. But we may see another snowstorm right after that for the same regions here. But here's now we look at what the European has to say. It's very similar. 54 hours out there, you see that snow across portions of the Pacific Northwest. As we now move on into now Sunday evening, or more like Sunday late afternoon, extremely widespread and heavy snow across portions of the plains and southern United States. There, of course, you got Albuquerque there, you got Amarillo, you got Topeka, you got as well all the way to areas like Des Moines, Joplin, you got as well even Kansas City, of course, moving into St. Louis later on. But look how widespread this is going to be, all the way down to areas like El Paso. Might even get some snow. El Paso may get snow. Extremely heavy snow across Dallas once again. Moving to the Ozarks there in Arkansas there, portions of Kansas. Even an icy mix across portions of Houston. Lake Charles as well. Those areas that got hit by Laura may get snow. May get snow early next week with temperatures not even getting past not even getting past freezing for highs. This will be potentially historic temperatures for some of these areas here. Not all of them, but we may see historic temperatures for these areas across Lake Charles. We may not even get past freezing for the highs. Dallas may not even get past the teens for their highs. Same thing goes for Austin. Last time I checked, Austin's high for Monday, I believe, was 24 degrees. I mean, think about that. It's even cold. 24 degrees for them is even cold for a low. But a high, we're talking record-breaking temperatures, if not at least or historic temperatures, if not even record-breaking. But heavy snow, of course, moving in. That same system will move across the eastern United States, bringing more snow across the Great Lakes, the Northeast there. And then we're going to see another system later on, right after this storm. Like, not even after the storm, not even before this first storm ends, we're going to see a second one in the exact areas here. So we're talking the winter. The winter's going to get crazy across portions of the South Central there. But you see snowfall from the west to the Gulf Coast to the New England region, like I said there. But snowfall, we're talking some decent. So let me actually make sure this is actually up to date. This is actually for Tuesday. So let me actually go into for Wednesday here. So this is now we're going to get by Wednesday here. So getting potentially near a trace to anywhere to 2 inches near the Houston region, which is absolutely going to be an absolute crazy snowfall for Houston. They didn't even get that much, I believe, for Benji. I mean, that's crazy. We're seeing Dallas may get 3 to 5 inches of snow, but look at the areas in the Rockies there in those four corner states. We may get near as well, maybe a foot near Flagstaff, near a foot across Albuquerque, southwestern and western Colorado may get near a foot. You can see those higher Sierras, though, may get near 4 feet, which obviously isn't out of the ordinary. But look at Kansas City, may get 9 inches there. Little Rock may get 9 inches, or not 9 inches, 6 inches. Look at Louisiana, may get an additional 3 inches. I mean, we already saw up to 3 to 5 inches across Shreveport this year. So we're talking maybe 8 to 10 inches of the year for Shreveport. That is 10 winters for them because they average less than an inch to 0 inches per season. So we're talking an absolute big season so far for the South. I mean, we saw the storm there in Georgia. We saw multiple storms already for the Carolinas. We've seen a few storms across the south central, but look at this now. Even some more snow heading toward the northeast, make it near half a foot for New York City. Make it a few inches there across Cincinnati. Again, another storm for you guys. Around 7 inches is possible. Make it a few inches there near Memphis, a few inches there near Paducah, a few inches there in Chicago. Make it an additional 5 to 7 inches there, and that'll possibly move into Detroit. Could be a decent storm for you guys in Detroit, and will be even a bigger storm than the Northeast. May get near a foot in some areas, then very widespread across Boston, much of Pennsylvania in general. Here's now a look at what the GFS is showing here. They obviously showing the heavy snow across those areas in the sea areas, and you kind of see the Rockies. May get some scattered areas that could actually get near maybe 3 feet in those higher elevations there. Colorado may get nothing really from this, maybe a trace or so. But look at how widespread the snow is going to be. Up to just the northeast of Houston, may get near half foot according to the GFS here. We may get near a few inches there, just off the Gulf Coast there. The GFS is actually getting that snow just outside Baton Rouge. So I mean, it's not going to reach New Orleans. Most likely won't reach Baton Rouge, but it will reach areas like Shreveport, like Lake Charles, like Monroe, those general regions there. But may get, of course, half foot across areas like these Oklahoma regions and Texas. May get half foot for Dallas. But look at the snow. We may get near 3 inches, 5 inches for areas like Jackson, Mississippi, maybe half a foot, or maybe they can be more like 3 to 5 inches across Nashville. May get half foot across areas like the Ohio River Valley there, and areas like Cincinnati there, as well Lexington, Frankfort, and look, another absolute major storm across the Mid-Atlantic. I mean, at this point, it's going to get tired. It's probably tiring at this point how much snow we've seen in the past few weeks. Just in the past 2 weeks in general, we've seen a ton of snow across the Northeast. Actually, maybe even too much snow. But let's go ahead and check, looking at a closer view here, what we're going to be seeing across the South Central. So, we're going to be possibly seeing, of course, near 8 to 9 inches across areas like Oklahoma there, and central Oklahoma in general. But like Houston may get maybe an inch to 3 inches here. Absolutely crazy to think about there. All the way down, of course, near El Paso, may get 2 inches of snow according to the European. Dallas is going to get some snow. And, of course, it's going to be even more widespread across areas like the Ozarks there. Half foot across much of Arkansas there. Some decent snow for southern Missouri. Look at northwestern Louisiana. It may get up to 3 to 5 inches of snowfall, so it's going to be an absolute massive storm here. European, of course, showing a big storm across the areas like the Northeast and Ohio Valley, up to a foot across those higher elevations in Pennsylvania, as well New York. May get to 5 inches there in New York City. May even get more snow for Richmond. A trace anywhere from 4 inches there. Roanoke, D.C., you guys may get some decent snowfall. Another big storm there for Charleston. Maybe some decent snow for Columbus. May get half foot. May get a few inches there as well into Chicago. Milwaukee can get some snow. Of course, look at that. Detroit may get some snow. So it's going to be interesting to see what will happen. Here's as well a look at the GFS, what they have for the South Central. There you see getting up to maybe around 4 to 5 inches for the Fort Worth and Dallas region. It may get up to half foot in those more northern regions of Texas there near Amarillo and Lubbock. May get as well near anywhere from a trace to a few inches just outside the Houston metro area. Could be some decent snow for Austin. Austin may get half foot according to the GFS. Look how close that snow gets to the coast there. Let me actually zoom in for you guys. Look at that. May get, according to the GFS, near 2 inches on the coast there. It's going to be an absolute crazy storm we'll be seeing here. Definitely not historic with snowfall totals, but definitely maybe close to historic temperature-wise for some of these areas. Not only with lows, but, I mean, we may see single digits, guys, near Austin. I mean, single digits. Look at that heavy snow across the Mid-Atlantic. May get near 15 inches across much of Virginia, getting up to half a foot for Richmond, up to an additional half foot for D.C., an additional foot for New York City. I know you guys don't want to hear that, but look at Nashville may get a few inches there. Look at Huntsville may get a few inches there as well. So the most likely going to stay out of Georgia and stay out of the Carolinas, where it'll be a lot warmer there. But Chicago going to get a lot less snow than what they're showing for the European. Only around 2 to 3 inches there. Same thing with Detroit. So I guess you can say the GFS is keeping it more towards a mid-eastern storm and outside the main Midwest. But it will be affecting areas of some of the Great Lakes, of course. But how is this possible? And obviously, like I mentioned earlier in the video, that high pressure there in southern Canada, and later on moving into the weekend into the United States, which is why we'll be seeing the coldest air of this high pressure all the way to the Gulf Coast here. So there you see right now, this is actually what we're seeing right now currently. So you can kind of see 0 hours. This is obviously kind of what we're seeing right now. So that cold air is stretching all the way down to the Gulf Coast, and that's exactly why we saw what we saw today in Texas and Fort Worth. But that'd be not get into now later on to Saturday. This high pressure continues to strengthen. We see up to 20 to 30 degrees below average across the upper Midwest. Look at Monday. This coldest air just absolutely submerged in the United States. The whole central United States, from Canada to Mexico, we're talking maybe 25 to 30 degrees below average. I mean, right, dead center to Texas, right into the dead center of Texas. We're talking 30 to 35 degrees below average across areas like Houston. We're talking maybe 15 to 20 degrees below average. Areas like maybe Waco, we're talking maybe 30 degrees below average. Kansas City, Des Moines, Oklahoma City, Shreveport, we're talking 15 to 25 degrees below average, and this will continue into Wednesday, and that's exactly why it's going to be such a widespread storm here from the south central, because it's going to be an absolute massive cold front taking up much of the country, or at least the central part of the country. Real-time temperatures, what will we see temperature-wise? This is what we're seeing right now, or I believe these are the highs for today. Getting up to, of course, the highs around 30 for Dallas today, so we didn't get past freezing as what I know. Highs will be in the negative digits across the Great Lakes, or no, sorry, not Great Lakes, across the Dakotas, that's what I meant to say. Very warm across the southeast United States there, and it's maintaining pretty cold across the northeast. But watch how this cold air slowly submerges into areas like the south. I mean, look at this, guys. We may get negative 9 degrees on Monday across areas like Texas. We may get up to 12 degrees into Dallas. We may get negative digits in Oklahoma City. Guys, this is not windshield. This is real-time temperatures. We may get 21 already all the way down to Shreveport. May get single digits there across Columbus. Negative 29, negative 30 across the Great Lakes there. But that's not it. Look at how cold it gets there. Continues. And look at that. That cold air just stays there. We're not even getting past freezing. We may not even get past the 20s for highs. May get negative 4 degrees for Dallas, guys. Real-time temperatures. Negative 11 for Kansas City. We actually may see colder temperatures in Dallas than what we're seeing in Chicago at the same time. May get up to maybe 14 degrees in southern Louisiana. Maybe 7 degrees near Houston. We're going to possibly see the coldest air almost the coldest air in the United States. And these areas, obviously, we can't forget the Midwest. But look at how cold this air is going to be. Let me actually move a little bit like this here. So let me go ahead and go back to what we're going to be seeing here. So this is what we're going to be seeing right now. So we're going to be seeing those temperatures there, more towards freezing across much of Texas. But if you're to the west or to the south, you will be in the 40s. But you can see that cold air creeps its way. So this is actually the lows by Saturday. So you can kind of see some 20s and even some single digits there in upper Texas. But look at those negative digits. They are creeping towards ever so slightly. And then they move right into the deep Texas region by Tuesday. Or let me go back to Monday. Look at Monday here. Monday's going to be an absolute crazy day. 1 degree across central Texas there. Up to 10 degrees for Dallas. Let's actually move even more forward. We're talking 12 degrees there into Houston. Negative 3 degrees there across Dallas. Negative 20 near Kansas. Look at that. We may get 17 near Lake Charles, guys. 6 degrees in Missouri. Up to 2 degrees there in Memphis. Up to a degree for Little Rock. And this cold air is going to be absolutely crazy. Obviously, warm up a little bit, but I mean, these temperatures are going to be potentially historic for some areas. For some other areas, it'll be record-breaking. Coldest temps in a decade or more for some of these areas. But hope you guys enjoyed the video, and bye, guys.